Now it's time to introduce the madness that is Glitter and Mayhem, the speculative nightclub roller disco anthology that made its debut 1 month ago at the World Science Fiction Convention in San Antonio, Texas. And to say a few words about the project, I'd like to welcome one of the editors of the anthology who's with us tonight. He's assistant director of the Waukesha Public Library, and he edits the Hugo Award-winning magazine Electric Velocipede. His other anthology projects include Logoria, a collection of stories based on spelling bee-winning words, and a reprint of fairy tale retellings called Happily Ever After. Coming soon, ALA Editions will publish his Reader's Advisory book on steampunk. Please welcome back to our microphone, Mr. John Klima.
Should have had that extra scotch. I blame Twitter. About a year ago, we had wrapped up the World Science Fiction Convention in Chicago, and I had a blast. And I said, I want to throw a party for my friends. I want to throw a glitter party for everyone I know. And of course, everyone on Twitter said, what's a glitter party? I don't know. Helpfully, one of my co-editors said, hey, next year in San Antonio, they have a place called the Rollercade. They do glow skating. It's a roller disco with glow skating with black lights. I said, well, we should throw a party there, and that can be our glitter party. Well, what should we do? We could just throw a party, but we should do something cool. That'd be an awesome place to do a book launch, right? But we didn't have a book. So we started talking about it. We thought, well, we could try to find a publisher, but that's a tight time frame, because at that point we had almost 12 months. And we thought, well, maybe we can do Kickstarter, and we were kind of talking back and forth. And then Shauna McGuire, who is a friend of my co-editors, Lynn and Michael Thomas, tweeted, I have an idea for a roller derby story for my Encrypted series that she writes for her New York Times best-selling series. And Michael and I both said, hang on a second, Shauna. So we went and talked, and we found a publisher, and we launched a Kickstarter at the beginning of this year. Shauna was on board to write her story. We got a bunch of other authors lined up, launched our Kickstarter thing. We raised about $15,000 for the book, and got our funding, and then we said, oh shit, now we got to make a book, right? And it's almost March, and we're going to have it come out in August. So 5 months is not enough time to put a book together. Remember, you need to get books to review places 3 months before the book comes out. So we really had between 2 and 2.5 months to put together a book. And we had one story that was written. Thankfully, as I was telling someone earlier, we're going to do a 100,000 word book, but we have 20 people writing 5,000 words each. So that's a lot quicker to put together than if one person's writing 100,000 words. But then as the editors, we get to edit all of it. We don't have 20 editors. So even with 3 of us, we had to put that all together, get it copy edited, and all the boring stuff about publishing that makes books really awesome. And we got it done. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Give yourself at least 12 months. 6 weeks is not enough time to put a book together. That said, we have this gorgeous book, Glitter and Mayhem. We talked about different cover artists, and Galen Dara, who had started doing some illustration work for short fiction, we said, she does some interesting things, let's see what she can do. She did an amazing cover. She won a Hugo Award this year at Rokon. I kept telling her, you're going to win it, and she said no. They called her name, and she kind of said, and it was awesome. So we have a great lineup. There's people like Christopher Barczyk, Maurice Broaddus, who you'll hear from soon, who wrote a story with Kyle Johnson. I'm stealing Bill's thunder for his introductions. Maria Devonna Headley, Dale Gregory, Shauna McGuire, Tim Pratt, Diana Rowland, and of course the dreadful and many more for the people who unfortunately didn't make the cover. Every story in here is fantastic. Every story is about a nightclub. A lot of them have roller skating in them. There's some debauchery, drugs, drinking, just the type of book that you want to have at a party. Or at least it's filled with parties you want to go to. And that's pretty much it. And for the introduction, we got Amber Benson, which was kind of we were floundering trying to find someone to write a cool introduction, and Lynn is part of the SF Squeakcast podcast, and they had Amber on as a guest, and she said, Amber, would you want to do an introduction to this book of stories about partying? And she said yes. She wrote an amazing introduction. If you don't pick up a copy of the book, it's on Tor.com. You might have to search for it a little bit because it's been a couple weeks ago, but it's incredible. It totally sums up what this book is about. So we're going to hear a couple stories.
Yeah, yes we are. Yes. That we are.